Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Megan Marr.
And I'm Emily Lay.
And we are so jazzed that you guys are here. So you probably got your products, you probably got your starter kit, and you're like digging into it, you're loving it, and you're curious about what does this look like if I share it with my friends? What does this look like as a potential income opportunity, as a potential business? And so we wanted to kind of share a little bit about how we got started doing this and then give you a little bit of tips of how to get started, you know, creating your own paycheck from Young Living. So I got started about 6 years ago, and I was looking for products to keep my family healthy. I had a 1-year-old at the time, and I was like, if I can keep him healthy with natural products, why wouldn't I? And as I began to learn more about the essential oils and I saw win after win after win, I was just like blown away. I couldn't help but share it with my friends. I was actually just saying to Emily this morning that the very first 2 months that I got my starter kit in August and September, I didn't share, but in October, I shared with my aunt. She was the first person who was like, tell me more about these, wanted a little bit more information, and we got her started. And then in November, I was part of like a baby wearing Facebook group because I had a 1-year-old and I was all about baby wearing. And I put out there, like, does anybody want to learn more information about essential oils? And I had a bunch of people respond that were super interested. And I ended up sharing with 7 new friends that month. So I hadn't met these people in person. I had just met them online, but I was engaged in that group. And then we connected and did play dates, and I did a couple classes and was able to share with 7 people. So that paycheck that month in November was over $500. And I was blown away at what the income potential could have been, or could be. First kind of goal was if I could get my products covered and if I could get my childcare covered. So I put my son in childcare for 2 days a week when I was pregnant with my second son. And quickly that happened. So I was able to get that covered. And then my big, hairy, scary goal was to hit silver, which was $2,000 a month. And I thought, if I hit silver, I can quit my part-time job. I was a youth and family substance use counselor, and I could stay home with my kids, make my own schedule. But I was like, that would be really cool if that could happen. And in January, my mom passed away from cancer, and it was kind of this big wake-up call for me, just knowing that I wanted to live now. Like, I don't want to wait. She died at 57. I don't want to wait till I retire. I don't want to wait till my kids are older. Like, I want to live big right now. And I realized that I had this gold mine with Young Living, that it could be the vehicle to get me to where I could say yes to all of the things that I wanted to say yes to in my life. We hit silver that March. So 2 months later, which was $2,000 a month. And then 5 months after that, we hit gold, which is about $6,000 a month. A year later, we hit platinum, which is about $15,000 a month. So it has been absolutely life-changing income that I never even knew existed. I'm just like a normal, nothing special mom of 2 that made a choice and decided that I wanted to explore this. So whether you're looking for just a little bit of wiggle room in your budget, just to cover your products, or you're looking for life-changing income, this can offer so many different things.
So I went to my first class 3 years ago. My best friend invited me. We've both been kind of looking for another side business to do from home for a long time. And I'd been watching somebody on Facebook for a while that I went to high school with that was doing Young Living. So I was curious. And then my best friend said somebody had invited her to take a look. So she was going to, and she was going to get a kit and invited me to her class. And initially I said no, because I was really skeptical. I think everybody in their life has an aha moment when their health becomes the priority. Mm-hmm. And just like Megan, my mom died when she was 57, and yeah.
I didn't know that.
And 6 months later, my dad was diagnosed with 5 years to live as well, and separate disease. And the oncologist said there was no cause, no cure, and there were 3 So when he finally passed, I had a 9-month-old baby, and that whole journey, I felt this intense urgency to protect my womb, protect my environment, protect my new baby, because I thought her genetics are decided already. Her lifestyle I hope to influence, but I am responsible for the things in her environment. So I really became the gatekeeper after the loss of my dad. And so when my best friend recommended I come to the class, I was like, no, because I know way more about health and stuff than these people do. but she got a babysitter, so I went anyway. And my ears were immediately tuned into the business because I could see how many people needed these products. Although I wasn't quite convinced of them, I was pretty skeptical at first. I signed up that night to do the business. So I knew there was so much to learn, and thankfully Megan came over to my house the next day and said, lay out all your questions, because I'll never forget, she said, the more you dig into Young Living, the more you fall in love. And so I was so empowered to lay out every skeptical thought onto Megan. and she came back with evidence for me. The greatest kind of experience for me was a few months later. I was invited to a harvest in Naples, Idaho, and I got to see behind the scenes myself. And I became 100% all in with the products, the farming practices, the company, their ethics, their beliefs, their environmental protection, all of it. I was so in. I just kept going back to classes, and every time I went, I invited somebody else because I was excited to learn about this thing that felt like the answer to the weight on my shoulders. Products could just be click and delivered was huge. And I wanted it for everybody I loved. So my first month, I helped 2 other people get started. And then I just kept encouraging, you host a class and bring people. And so my next month I had 5 on my team. And by my 3rd month, there were 21 people. I didn't know most of them. They were just friends of friends, because we just had this culture of let's go to classes and learn. And I'm so excited, why don't you come too? And it's so simple to do this business. You just have to love the products, recommend the products to other people, and then invite them to take a look. Go to a class, go to a Zoom, meet you for coffee. I knew I didn't need the knowledge to understand how all the oils worked or have a bunch of testimonies. The only thing I was sharing with people was my enthusiasm. And then they got so enthusiastic that they wanted to invite people. And one of the cool things I did in my first class with Megan and Anne is they had us write down every time they'd lift up an oil, a couple people that came to mind that needed that oil. So it was so cool. We went through all 11 oils in the starter bundle. And for each person, I had somebody written down that I just knew could use that oil. So when I was looking at who to invite, I just looked at my list right away, and I could share authentic ways that I felt that these products could help them.
But now we've even grown so that we have texting classes or Zoom classes. There's lots of different ways to gather and to connect with people and share about these.
And that makes it amazing when you have relatives in another time zone. Mm-hmm. You can't maybe invite them over to share oils with them, but you can definitely plug them into one of our many online classes.
So we hope that this encourages you. Just know that if you are interested in this, we're gonna have a whole series of videos that you can check out to walk you through it. But start with that place of taking a look at the products that you have, the Young Living products, and see who comes to mind that would love these as much as you love them. Because I know that for me and for Emily, those people come easily. It's oh man, yes, this person, my friend, hasn't slept in years and she could use lavender or Northern Lights Black Spruce, or so go through that exercise, give it a try, see who pops up into your mind, and then begin to invite them to get together virtually or in person to connect and to chat about what these could do for them.
And people will be asking you as well, why do you look so rested? Why are you not freaking out while your child is freaking out? Because you've got tools. And so just not being shy to share the things that have changed your life in miraculous ways. Share those with the people that are noticing, because they will.